Hello, I'm Steve Lineweber with Colorado Springs Utilities, and today we want to look at the whole house approach about what you can do to tighten up your house for the winter months. We're going to talk about certain things about caulking, weather stripping, and looking about how you can keep the money in your house that you pay to heat. And also, if we're going to tighten up the house, we also need to be looking at what safety issues there may be when you actually try to keep that air in the house. We want to take a look at that as well. One of the first things you'll notice behind me is the fireplace here, and we want to make sure that you use this as efficiently as possible. On the fireplace, we would normally try to install glass doors. That way you limit the amount of air that's feeding the fire. And then you can actually, some of them are open in the bottom where you can open a little vent, feed air to the fireplace. Some people have ash traps in the back on the older style fireplaces, and you can give outdoor air to the fireplace instead of using indoor air that you paid to heat. Another thing you can do, of course, when you're looking at the winter months, make sure that that chimney is prepared. You don't want to have a flue fire on your hands. So I recommend having the chimney cleaned at least once a year. Once you have the doors on, the flue is open, you've got the chimney clean, you're ready to go. Let's take a look at the doors on this house in regards to keeping the heat in the house. Many times around the door jamb here, we've got weather stripping that may have worn out over the years, or it may not have any at all. So go ahead and check inside this door jamb right here. If it does have some, you're in good shape, but check it to see how well it seals. You may want to go ahead and clean this, as we were mentioning earlier, to make sure you've got a good surface that's clean, that new weather stripping can stick to. Let's move back here and take a look at this window. You would check around the window here for the caulking and look at all of your windows. This one's in particularly good shape. Check around these door frames, make sure the windows and door frames, make sure that they're sealing well. And again, as I mentioned, check for air by looking for light as well. If you see light, this window's not totally closing up. Sometimes aging windows don't seal very well, and you want to look at that. Sometimes you can add a little bit of weather stripping to that and take care of the issue. But this is one more way to seal up your house, to tighten it up, to keep that money in the house, in the money box. We've moved back into the house to talk about something that's very important. I mentioned earlier about tightening up your home for the winter months, but we also need to be concerned about the air quality in the house. What I'm holding in my hand, you can see here, is a carbon monoxide alarm. If you don't have one, we encourage you to consider getting one, as well as a smoke alarm if you don't have one. These are easily installable. You can put them through your house in a central location, in the bedrooms. Make sure you've got good coverage so that you go through these winter months with a tight house, nice and safe, and there's no air quality problems. Something else that's very important I'd like to mention to you is purchasing a digital programmable thermostat. If you do not have one, I highly recommend you consider it, because it eliminates the human error of forgetting to turn down the heat when you go to work. And you can use this year-round, of course. If you figure out some kind of schedule that is good for you and your family and your lifestyle, do so, and it will use energy only when it needs it, and then you conserve energy that way. While we're at the thermostat, I'd like to mention having your furnace serviced at least once a year to keep it clean and operating at maximum efficiency, and also to be sure to clean your filter or check it at least once every month.
Thanks for watching. For more U-Tools, visit the new CSU.org.